know how to perform a basic breath and abdominal contraction. With this, you're going to inhale and exhale a few times, but you definitely don't want to flatten your back or tilt your pelvis in any way. You want to maintain that natural curve in your back. Breathe slowly and deeply. When you take a deep breath, while exhaling, tighten your abdominal muscles, pulling your belly button toward your spine. You want to concentrate on contracting those muscles below the belly button without flattening your back. When you contract the abdominal muscles, you can stabilize your pelvis a lot better while your legs and your lower abdomen works. And this protects and supports your spine and prevents strain on those back muscles. When you're able to contract and relax your abdomen muscles without arching or flattening your back, you know that the correct muscles are being isolated and you're ready to move on to Sahrmann exercise 1. And this is where you lie on your back and perform your basic breath contraction, but this time you keep one knee bent, slowly slide the other leg out until it's parallel with the floor, keeping your heel on the floor. When you slide it back in, after it gets to the top, you're going to relax the abdomen. You repeat it with the other leg. And when you're able to perform 20 leg extensions with each leg without losing the abdominal contraction during each rep, then you can move on to exercise 2. Exercise 2 is super similar to exercise 1, except this time you're going to raise one knee and slowly straighten out your leg so that it's parallel to the floor, but your foot's not going to be touching the floor this time. Try to keep it about 2 to 3 inches above it. When you return the extended leg back to the starting position with the knees bent and the feet resting on the floor, you can relax your abdomen muscles at this point, but you won't remember to keep the lumbar spine in a neutral position. You'll repeat with the opposite leg, and once you can get to 20 repetitions with each leg without losing your contraction, then you can move on to exercise 3. Sahrmann exercise 3 is the progression that requires your legs to be up in a 90-degree angle, and you're basically going to be doing a heel drop. So you'll bring your legs up one at a time to 90 degrees after you perform your basic breath and your abdominal contraction. But this time, while keeping one knee up in the air and bent, you'll just tap that heel to the floor, exhaling and slowly bringing that knee back up to the starting position. You want to make sure in this position that you're not rocking your back, you're not pushing your back into the ground, and you're not doing any type of hip or pelvic tilting. You're simply contracting that core using your lower abdomen muscles, and you're using those muscles to bring your legs back up to the starting point, thinking of it like a pulley system. If you ever need a break, get back into it, perform your basic breath, and come back up. One of the things you want to make sure that you're not doing is noticing any doming, coning, or like I am here, pulling on the mat for support. Your core is supposed to be doing all the work. You're not supposed to be needing your hands to provide that stability. That is your core's job. If you are not able to do this, go back to exercise 2. Sahrmann exercise 4 is a little bit more difficult because this time you're going to extend one leg out parallel with the floor without touching it. You'll bring that leg back to a 90-degree angle and repeat with the opposite leg. Your goal is to make sure that you are contracted throughout the entire repetition. Once you can alternate and work up to 10 repetitions with each leg while continuing to hold that basic breath and abdominal contraction, while also maintaining your natural curve of the spine, then you can move on to exercise 5. If you have any arch in your back during this exercise, you should not progress to this level, and you need to go back to exercise 3 until you are a little bit stronger in your core. All right, so we've made it to Sahrmann exercise 5. You're going to initiate that basic breath, but this time you'll bring your feet to a 90-degree angle from your hips. Slowly lower those legs toward the floor, but this time you're only going to go as far as it feels comfortable. And once your back begins to arch, then you'll bring your legs back up. So this is really about focusing on what your body's limits are. You'll lower those legs again only to the point where your back begins to arch, and your goal is to work up to 20 reps. If you have any back pain during this exercise, discontinue and continue with Sahrmann exercise 4. It is super important for this exercise to make sure that your back is not arching, that you have no coning or doming in your abdomen, and that you are engaging your lower abdomen muscles to bring those legs back up. Again, with all the other ones, you are not supposed to be gripping the exercise mat. You're simply supposed to be using your